Hello, I'd like to introduce Casey Cardin with Cal Drywall, California Drywall. He's a VDC project manager and has used active estimating on a very large scale um, projects. And Casey, thanks for joining us. And I'm really excited that number one, you're using active estimating program and you've utilized it on a fairly large project. And I wanted to have you maybe describe how this tool has made changes in the way that you approach estimates on very large projects. And also, what's the impact it's had on time, accuracy, and how your team trusts numbers in estimating?
Hi, Paul, and thanks for having me. Happy
You
to
bet.
talk on this software program. It's actually been pretty fun developing with you and your team. Um, Over the past year and a half, since we've really gotten into it, I've noticed that the biggest change that has really come across is that we're actually able to leverage the models more now. Before we would be just utilizing the drawings and what the GCs and what the designers provide us. But there's a lot of information that's in the model that we are actually able to leverage now. So
Mhm.
we're actually able to take the architect's model and in a sense, we can manipulate the data to to fit the way that we need to see it. So even though there's specific ways that the architects want to have everything, we still have our own ways that we break it down so it fits within our own workflow. And that's really been the biggest benefit. Um, Overall, as a whole, when we look at it, this time savings that we've been able to leverage the model to pull out what the known information is, as what you would see on drawings and the information that's in there, rather than taking the time and doing the tracing over it. On this large project that you're mentioning, we can, for each full estimate that we do, we can save upwards of 3 weeks of time just by defining the information that's in the model that we know. And then that allows our estimators to use their knowledge and their experience to figure out where our risk is on the project with unknowns or things that we were unsure about. So
Yeah.
that's really the biggest thing that it has given us.
I know this project you're mainly using it on is it's a $3.5 billion hospital here in California.
Yes.
And can you maybe explain on when you do transform the data and you pull, extract information, the process maybe that makes it easier every time you use it, and also how it talks to your estimating software, which this supplements. It doesn't exchange, but
Right.
supplements your current estimating software.
Right. So like you're saying, our being able to take the data out is we can actually take the data as it is. And the way that the architects name and everything, there's different reasons why they have different names, but a lot of it is, in a sense, the same type of construction, which is what we're looking for in an estimate. So rather than looking at, maybe we have one wall type that could be that they have broken into six, that's where our benefit comes down to. And then once we get into that information, we can break it out to lineal footage. We can break it out to square footage. There's a bunch of different ways that we can break it out into. And then depending on what we're looking for, we can actually extract all that data out, um, break it up in whatever form we want to, put it into our own unique list for different types of walls, just for the basis of this discussion. And we can actually export it out into a quick bid file, which we can then which we then can apply our pre-created assemblies for that's in that software, and therefore then it applies a value to what that is. So we're not having to wait to uh, trace everything out over several weeks and see it slowly build up. We can do it once, we can get it all set up, and then the nice thing is that once we have it set up one time, it's just a matter of getting that updated file from the architects and then redoing the same breakout. So once we do it, the first time that we do it takes a little bit of time because we have to figure out how do we manipulate the data that's in there because every architect is different. But once we figured out the first time, the second, the third, and each time after that, it's just a matter of a plug and play on our end.
Yeah. And how would you rate the ease of use? In other words, when you're transforming the data with these design nodes that are, do you find it intuitive? How would you comment on the utilization?
I think for the users who are used to using the software, we use Revit, we use different types of programming um, programs. There's definitely a relatability to it. So coming into it, it's not very foreign. It's actually pretty user friendly for those that are familiar with this type of software. And we could easily teach some of the estimators who traditionally use quick bid and or on-screen takeoff or any of those other programs, and we could probably show them how to do it. And the nice thing is still, like, once we do it one time, it's almost repeatable on every single project with maybe some slight modifications based on what information is on how the information is named.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I know you're real busy and you're juggling a lot of things. So I really appreciate number one, your support, your enthusiasm, and your time for today. So thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Paused.